begin the enrolment process, you'll first need to access your student portal, known as UDO. You can access UDO from the University of Derby's website at derby.ac.uk. From here, scroll to the bottom of the webpage, whereupon you'll find a link titled UDO. Log in with your account details, which will be your student number followed by @unimail.derby.ac.uk and then the password that you have just created. This will take you to your student portal. Once you have logged in, you will see a collection of tiles, but please note that depending on your program type, you may see a different collection of tiles and you'll only see the tiles that are relevant to you. From the online enrolment guide, you can find more information on the stages of the enrolment and further guidance on how to enroll. If you need any support throughout the enrolment process, please contact the enrolment team via udol enrolment@derby.ac.uk or by calling 01332 594 000 and selecting option 4. The FAQ tile is where you'll find answers to a variety of key frequently asked questions. The recognition for prior learning tile will provide you with the key information you will need in order to apply for exemptions for prior experience or studies. If you are wishing to apply for RPL, then please note this can take up to 2 months and you can only apply for RPL once you have been accepted onto the course. It is therefore recommended not to apply for your first module of study, as the decision may not be able to be made before your studies begin. Your Study Patten tile will link you through to the main website. You will then need to select your relevant study pattern. When you are in your study pattern, you'll be able to see a list of the relevant modules for your program, the order in which to take them, and any optional modules you may have to choose. It is useful to keep this page open in a separate tab or browser ready to refer to as you complete your enrolment in order to ensure you enroll to the correct modules for your program. Please note that if you are enrolling in our January intake, you will only need to add your spring and summer modules for this year. If you are enrolling in our May intake, you will only need to add your summer modules for this year. You will be asked to enrol every academic year, so you only need to add your modules for your first year of study. To complete your enrolment, you'll need to select the Enrol Now tile, where you'll be able to access the online enrolment portal by logging in with your student number followed by @unimail.derby.ac.uk and your password. Once inside the portal, select the Enrolment/Student Centre tile to begin. You'll now be directed through a series of screens. While some of the questions may not seem relevant, they are required data, and you will need to complete them to complete your enrolment. The first screen is where you'll find information regarding your legal name and your preferred name, along with your program information. Ensure you read all the information detailed, and if any of the information is incorrect, then please contact the enrolment team to let them know of any changes in requirements. If the information is correct, then select Next in the bottom right-hand corner. On the next screen, you'll need to confirm your home address and term time address. If you do not already have a term address in place, please update this information. In most cases, this will require you to select Term, same as home, and click on Add Term Address. This will take you to a further screen to confirm the address. Select the type of accommodation by clicking on the magnifying glass, then click Next to move to the next screen. Now you'll be asked to provide accurate phone number information. Please ensure the information provided is correct should the university need to contact you. Work your way through the remaining pages, completing the relevant information and clicking Next on each page. Within the Other Information page, you'll be able to provide your student support number if you are receiving a student loan. If you have a student loan number in place already for your course, simply enter your student loan number here. If you are in the process of applying for a loan, you can inform the enrolment team with a copy of your application once you have completed your enrolment by emailing udal@enrolment@derby.ac.uk. If this section does not apply to you, then leave it blank. Complete the remaining sections on this page and then click Next to continue. For the next section, you'll want your study pattern open to hand in a separate browser or tab. Once again, you can access your study pattern from the UDO homepage. You'll now find a list of the core modules and optional modules available to you for your program. Selecting the question mark will bring up the module details and description so you can cross-reference this with your study pattern to ensure you have the correct module. Once you've found your module, click the Select box and complete this step for all the available and optional modules you need to enroll onto. Once you have completed selecting your modules, select the Enroll button at the bottom of the screen. You will now see all the modules you have enrolled onto, and all that is left to do is select Finish, and you will receive an enrolment summary. Now that you have finished confirming your details and selecting your modules, all that is left to do is make a payment. As previously mentioned, if you are paying by a student loan and you have already entered this into the enrolment pages, you don't need to take any further action. If you have started to apply for student finance, then please provide a copy of the application by emailing udal@enrolment@derby.ac.uk and be sure to include your student ID number in the email. If you are being sponsored, please ensure that your sponsorship letter is sent to the enrolment team. Please also ensure that the full guidance is followed to ensure that the letter is valid and your sponsor can be invoiced correctly. Any incorrect sponsorship information can lead to a delay in your enrolment being confirmed. If you are self-funding, you will need to click on the How to Pay tile from the UDO homepage. This will provide you with options on how to pay and will link you through to the payment portal. We have a variety of payment options available to self-funded students, including automated card payments and payment plans. You can choose to pay for a full year, where you pay for your program in advance, or pay as you study. If you choose to pay as you study, you can do so by paying for a module at a time or by installments. If you choose to pay in installments, in most cases, this will require you to pay an initial 25% of the modules you are due to study this trimester. You will then pay 3 further 25% installments, which will be detailed in your money tile on UDO. Once you have made a payment, the enrolment team will check your record, ensure you were enrolled to the correct modules, and confirm you to the course. It can take up to 2 days to receive your confirmation and welcome email from the university. Please watch out for it, as it's important induction information to help you start your course. Good luck with your studies here at the University of Derby Online Learning.